Well, we are asking questions about the science of being a sports fan. Many Americans have at least one team that they closely follow. Win or lose, it could have an impact on your health. Joining me is the director of Premier Health's Brain Mapping Center and neuropsychologist, Dr. Fadi Tayim. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. How can the highs and lows of following a sports team impact someone's mental health?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. So what a great question, right? So everybody loves sports, or those who do love sports, we get really invested in watching and being a part of it. So highs and lows of the sports season are something that we know way too well. So when our teams that we really root for are winning, we feel good. When they're losing, we don't feel so good. And there are certain ways that we can probably moderate that.
Well, this is Bengal Reds country around here, and they haven't had, let's say, an overwhelming success over the last few decades. Can there be positives or if you root for a losing team?
Sure. So one of my favorite things too is you go into the experience with hope, right? So there's a hopefulness when you go to the game. Like you don't know the outcome right away. So hopefully your team wins. If they lose, ideally you have a good time with those surrounded with you. It's really the experience that you're going for, the environment, the atmosphere. So hopefully that will take away from any losses that the person feels.
Yeah, because it maybe some sports more than others, like football. You go to a stadium and it's an experience. So can you talk a little bit about what that is like for improving mental health to go to a game?
Sure. So sometimes one of the best things that you can do to get yourself out of a bad mental situation too is just change the scenery, right? So if you're around a bunch of other fans, like-minded people who also share, they're kind of rooting for the same team too, it adds to the experience. Even if the team loses, it's the camaraderie, it's the getting out there, it's the kind of showing support together, it's that collectiveness that really brings people back to the game after event, really.
Yeah, it's funny. You walk through a store and someone's wearing a Bengal shirt, and or if you're wearing a Bengal shirt, they'll say "Hoo Day" or something like that. So why is there so much emotion for fans, even though they may have never played the game?
I think a lot of it has to do with the idealism of the sport, right? So sometimes we use athletes as like an avatar, as a second version of ourselves, things that we can't do ourselves. So some of us used to play basketball, we can't play it professionally, but we use these athletes as kind of a way as extension of ourselves. So we really put a lot of hopes, desires, fantasies into these players. And of course, that doesn't always pan out, but when it does, oh, there's nothing better.
Yeah, well, the Bengals did reach the Super Bowl not that long ago, and that did feel good.
They sure did.
What about the differences, though, between maybe your kid being on a Little League team or following the Reds or Bengals? Mental health-wise, is there a difference if it's more personal with your child playing?
Sometimes a lot of people have to be like a backseat coach when we have our Little League players. And a lot of it is taking the mentality that we have as sports fans for our professional teams and not trying to apply it so much to our Little League teams. Sometimes that results in a lot of undue pressure on our little players, and we really don't want that. So we really want the nature of the word sport is to have fun, to be engaged, and that's really what we want for professionals as well as Little League players as well.
All right, Dr. Fadi Tayim, neuropsychologist at Premier Health. We appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thank you so much.